You're obsessed with reaction time and max velocity training, but you never ask yourself how much wasted effort is between your blocks and your top end speed. My name is Lawrence Ella Johnson, a professional sprinter, multiple time All American, and a former dual sport D1 athlete. This year, I also placed ninth at the USA Championships and ran my first win aided sub 10 in the 100-meter dash. And here's the proof behind what I teach. Every athlete who trained with me on a one-on-one basis for at least 6 months in either at least one of the events on the track or one of our speed testing metrics, because the results don't lie. So let's redefine work. If you're only fast when the music slaps and the warm-up is smooth, bro, you're not built yet. Because real dogs don't wait for the perfect moment. They perform through pressure. Because most sprinters think that work means sweat. But that's survival work. It's not performance work. So let me show you what real output looks like. Because the sprinters who actually win titles, they're not doing more. They're doing what matters under stress and on demand. So what is real work? You say you're grinding, but grinding what? Right at the air? Ask yourself, what are you producing? What's your weekly output? Because you can't measure real sprint work by just sweat or soreness. Honestly, that's a recipe for disaster. You measure by this formula. Work equals the volume times leverage. How many reps? What's your exposure? Are you doing any race-specific sessions per week? And leverage. Are they targeted? Are they competition speed? Are they repeatable? So if you don't know those, you need to use these tactical moves. Track your outputs like a business, right? Every week, write down sprint exposures above 95% max velocity, acceleration specific reps, and some key lifts. They need to be measured in bar speed or intensity zones. And if they aren't trending upwards, neither is your speed. And this is why you're not gaining, because you're plateaued, because you're allergic to boredom, bro. And this is something that I speak passionately about, because you keep chasing novelty instead of sticking to mastery. Elite sprinters don't need 19 drills. They need 3 drills done every week with rhythm, intent, and pressure. Yes, high amounts of pressure. You need to have a tactical challenge. So here it is for you. Pick 2 of your weaknesses. Let's say it's block clearance in a transition phase into your max velocity. Now do 3 to 4 weekly sessions targeting just those. Not once, not for a week. I'm saying 6 straight weeks. And you will find a rhythm probably around week 3, and you'll break through probably around week 5. Because most athletes, they quit after week 2. Next, you want to trade perfection for progress, because perfect conditions ultimately make weak competitors. If the track is wet, is it cold, is it windy, you missed your warm-up window, you didn't get your pre-meet practice meal, you didn't get good sleep, that's exactly what builds you. So good, right? Look for that. Embrace those opportunities. So start with maybe 1 to 2 workouts a week at about 70% readiness. I know this sounds crazy, but if you have to be at 100% readiness, you're going to struggle regardless, because there's never a time when it's always 100%. But you still need to execute with 100% focus, log your performance, and mentally and physically, this forces you to adapt to any stress. For example, it might be 120 degrees, hopefully not 120 degrees, but if it's 120 degrees, the day that you race, practice being uncomfortable in the heat. Don't go out there and chase comfort, because comfort is what kills your speed. And speaking of killing, you want to kill the noise, because being busy isn't the same as building for your future. If your calendar is packed, but your speed isn't improving, you're not working, bro. You're just distracting yourself. So do a weekly audit. Ask yourself, did I sprint at max velocity 2 times this week? Did I recover with intent? Did I get 8+ hours of sleep? Did I do contrast therapy? Did I focus on mobility? Did I even log my progress? Don't just go through the motions here. And if you don't hit all 3, just simplify it. So here's the tactical move for you. Cut 1 lift, 1 recovery tool, or 1 extra random modality that isn't showing any return on investment, and redirect that exact same time into sprint quality or mental rehearsal. You don't need more stuff. You need to execute. And number 5 is you need to go back and then buy back your time, because your output is kept by your input system. So this is something that might be a little bit difficult to understand, but I'll try to make this in the most simple terms. The pros aren't just more talented. they're better with their time, right? Because every Sunday, open up your weekly calendar. Find 5 to 10 hours spent on scrolling on TikTok, chores, random accessory work with no performance ties. You want to cut that or even batch produce it and then outsource them. For example, right? Long meal prep. If you are able to, meal prep everything on one day. Because if you're cooking all day, if you're doing these things all day, you're really just wasting your time. So that's what I mean by a long batch. And then also, once you cut that or outsource it, spend all your time on what actually is giving you a return on investment as a sprinter. So what that means is more recovery, more sprint mechanics, more film study, more visualization, and more sleep. Because you're not slow because of genetics. You're slow because, someone probably outreps you. And that's just the honest truth, because you can't skip steps and expect PRs or at least sustainable success. So what you need to do is this tactical mindset shift. Track your weekly exposures like it's a combine prep. Build boring habits that beat competition when they end up losing their focus. And practice showing up like it's a final. Every Tuesday, around 8:30, even if it's raining, and practice showing up like it's a final. Because when the lights come on, it's not about potential, it's about true preparation. So send this to a teammate who's always grinding but never improving, right? And let's define what real work looks like, because it needs to have a direct correlation and it needs to have a massive return on investment. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to share it to somebody who needs to see this. If you want to get faster for free, you can click the first link in the description of this video. And if you want to work with my team on a one-to-one basis, click the second link in the description, where worst case scenario is we don't accept you, but we point you in a direction to help you get faster. And best case scenario, we change your life forever. I'll see you in the next video.